Once a promising musician, Lucas found himself utterly disillusioned with his career. What had once been his greatest passion had now become a constant source of frustration and disappointment. Each day seemed to pass by in a blur of gigs at small, dingy bars and empty, disinterested audiences. Lucas knew he had talent, but it seemed as though the world just didn't care. One hot summer day, as Lucas walked through the park feeling lost and defeated, he stumbled upon a wise old man sitting on a bench. The man exuded an air of tranquility and wisdom that Lucas couldn't help but be intrigued by. He decided to take a seat beside him, hoping for some clarity. The old man smiled warmly and said, "Hello, young man, it seems you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. What's troubling you?" Lucas sighed deeply and poured his heart out, explaining the frustrations and disappointments he faced in his pursuit of musical success. He spoke of his lost passion and the emptiness that had settled within him, despite his constant efforts. The wise old man listened intently and then responded, "My young friend, in the pursuit of happiness, one must never lose sight of their true passion. Fame and success are not indicative of a joy-filled life, but rather a life lived in alignment with one's true purposes." Lucas pondered these words for a moment and then asked, "But how do I find my true purpose? How do I rekindle the fire that once burned within me?" The old man smiled once more and said, "To find your purpose, you must strip away the external pressures and expectations. Listen to the quiet whispers of your heart, for it is there that your true passion lies." Encouraged by these words of wisdom, Lucas spent the entire day wandering the city, pondering the old man's advice. As the sun began to set, he found himself back in his small, cluttered apartment, staring at his neglected guitar. With renewed determination, he picked it up and began to strum. Hours turned into days, and days into weeks, as Lucas poured his soul into his music. He no longer worried about external validation or accolades. Instead, he focused solely on the simple act of creating music. Whether anyone else heard it or not, Lucas reveled in the pleasure he found in following his heart. Months passed, and Lucas wrote and composed what he knew to be his greatest masterpiece to date. With trepidation and excitement, he decided to share it with the world. He booked a small concert hall and invited only those who genuinely appreciated his artistry. As Lucas took the stage, a sense of calm washed over him. He began to play, pouring every ounce of his being into the music he had created. The audience sat in rapt attention, tears streaming down their cheeks as they were moved by the raw emotion in his performance. By the end of the night, Lucas knew he had found his true calling. His success was not measured in the size of the crowd or the applause he received, but in the satisfaction he felt from following his heart. From that day forward, Lucas continued to create music for the sheer joy it brought him, knowing that true happiness could be found in the simple act of creating.